Good evening, humanoids and bats. This is Fargo Wilta back for another video. Today I'm going to be starting a new series called Fargo's Low Quality Reviews. And as you can see, I'm in a Google Sheets document, and I'm going to be talking about CrossCode today, which is a game. I'm reviewing games, not books or anything else. I've kind of. I started doing this probably this past year. Every time I play a game, I kind of put it in this document and I rank it. And maybe I'll go back and do games I did previously, but CrossCode I just finished, so I figured why not start making some videos. Hopefully people like them. But if anything, it's just kind of fun to do for myself. So, anyway, there's going to be 10 categories, 0 to 10 points, max score of 100. So let's get started. So, CrossCode, I played on the Switch, and, I'd say I enjoyed it a lot. It's kind of it's like an action RPG, with some puzzle elements, and it takes place inside of the game, so that's always cool. But yeah, that's all I'll really say about it. No spoilers in this review. Okay, so graphics, I gave it a 10. Graphics are really good. They're like 16-bit kind of SNES style pixel art. So I'm definitely a pixel art fan. I don't really like 3D models and all that nonsense. I will always prefer pixels. And it looks really good. Everything looks really good. The characters look good. The enemies look good. The world looks good. And stuff isn't reused all the time. It's like you can tell everything apart. It's not difficult to tell. Yeah, so really good graphics. That is a 10 out of 10. Not much to say there. Um, Next up is music. Music, I give it a 7 out of 10. The music, honestly, I think this is actually the lowest score on here, which, lets you know that everything else is pretty good. But yeah, the music, I didn't really think it stood out too much. It was good. It was just there wasn't anything I would be like, oh, I want to go look up that song and listen to it. I'm certainly not going to be adding any of the songs to my favorites or my phone or anything to listen to, which I do have video game songs on there. So it was good. Everything fit the moment, and it wasn't too repetitive or anything. But nothing really stuck out to me. So it was good. That's all I'll say. But nothing amazing. Graphics were amazing. There you go. All right. Gameplay 10. Okay. Well, like I said, the gameplay, it's action RPG, so you're pretty much going from fighting enemies to solving puzzles. That's pretty much the game. And you also exploring, going to towns and doing quests and all that stuff. So, I really like the gameplay, especially the combat. Um, Pretty much any given moment, you just have so many options. There's technically 5 elements that you switch to. Each element has their own special moves. You can dash, you can shoot with your gun thing, you can use melee attacks, you can shield, there's just a lot you could do. So I really like that. You can approach, like, there's just one moment where I fought this certain enemy and I got destroyed, and then I'm like, okay then. And then I tried it again. I changed up my strategy a little bit, and I destroyed him in like seconds. I'm like, what? Just really cool how it can go from one end to the other, depending how you approach it. And then also the puzzles. I really like the puzzles. Um, there were definitely some that I suffered with, but overall, you kind of tell what you're supposed to do, or well, you could figure out what you're supposed to do without having to look it up. And never really gets old. They don't overstay their welcome. It's just good stuff. So very good gameplay. And yeah. All right. Next we have the story, which I gave an 8 out of 10. Um, like I said, the story is a game within a game, and well, really won't say too much about it, but the story was good. It didn't knock my socks off. I wasn't going crazy. I don't know. It wasn't like amazing, but it was pretty good. Um, there's some good twists, good moments. Yeah, the one thing negative I have is I felt like there were some really long stretches of the game where story didn't really progress. It was just like go do bunch of dungeons, bunch of areas, explore all these. Nothing's happening. I don't know. Um, and then then you'd have like a cutscene for like 20 minutes. It's like, okay, that could have been spread out a little better. Um, but yeah, I mean it was good. Um, the ending was actually the ending was kind of not great because I think there's a DLC coming that's going to kind of add the better ending or something. So I don't know. Who knows? Maybe this will improve by the time that comes out. But overall, a solid story. All right. Next up, we have the characters, which I gave a 8 out of 10. Characters are pretty good. I will say the one thing I really like is the character designs in this game. Just really good. Even like minor characters just have these really nice portraits, like when you're talking to them, and they're all very unique. Tell everyone apart. It's really good. And then in cutscenes, um, characters will like their faces will change and they'll react and stuff. Basically, like say the main character has like 20 different expressions. Um, you will just change to. It's not like it's not animated, but it's just nice instead of just a static image. Um, but I will say, I mean, this again. Nothing really stuck out to me. None of the characters I'd say are like amazing. Like, oh my gosh, that's my favorite character in gaming. Well, but no, like I can't even remember most of their names. But like the main character was pretty good, and then a few others are pretty good, but most of them were just kind of they're one and done. But yeah, so anyway, pretty solid still. All right, now moving on to bosses, which I gave a 9 out of 10. Bosses. Also, let me just say all these categories. Well, I came up with these on my own. It's not like some official ranking. These are just kind of what I value in a game. So anyway, I like bosses, so it gets its own category. Um, Bosses in this game are really good. Um, Honestly, the only reason it's not a 10 is just there are some bosses I just really didn't like. But like, let's say there's like 30 bosses, 5 of them were just painful. I never want to fight them again. The rest were like really good. So, um, but yeah, the bosses are really fun. they're also kind of mostly puzzle oriented, so you have to kind of figure out how to damage them or how to make them weak or whatever. But yeah, they're really fun. Yeah, and there are also a bunch of optional bosses too, which is always nice. Probably like 10 or something optional, which is really good. So yeah, overall very nice bosses. And final boss is also very nice, so that's a nice cherry on top. All right, secrets. 9 out of 10. Okay. There's a lot of secrets in this game. There's a lot of chests. There's a lot of secret areas. There's a lot of secret bosses, like I said. There's just so much for you to do. There's so many quests you can do. There's items you could find, items you can trade for. Um, and there's like a really nice way to keep track of it all. There's like a little log, and it's like you have this percentage of chest, this percentage of um, quests, and then you just kind of have a nice record of everything you found, and that really motivated me to actually find everything. So I pretty much found everything in the game. Um, Not everything, but like 90% or something. Um, but yeah, the only thing doesn't make it perfect is, well, honestly, some of it was just like there's just one area that has like 60 chests, and it was just a little bit much. Some of them are just really painful to get. It's like, all right, you gotta go in from 5 areas away, and you gotta somehow make it over there to get this chest. And half the time, the chest is like, oh, you got a little consumable. Like most of the chest things actually weren't even that good, so that's kind of a negative as well. But I still really enjoyed finding them all. So there you go, 9 out of 10. Difficulty 10 out of 10. Difficulty in this game was solid from start to finish. I didn't think anything was too painful, too punishing. Um, Everything was a pretty fair challenge, even though I feel like I was maybe a little over leveled at times, just because I did lots of the quests and stuff. Um, but yeah, everything was a pretty good challenge. Nothing felt too easy. I didn't just mash buttons or something and win. Um, but there's only seriously like one spot in the game where I was really getting frustrated, and that was at a certain boss. But I feel like if I went and refought him, I could probably just beat him in one try, because it's just kind of knowing what to do, knowing how to fight them, which eventually I learned. So very good difficulty, and there's also actually an option to kind of make the game easier on you. You can be like, enemies have less health or something, kind of like a handicap, which I didn't use, but that could be nice. So I think it was definitely towards the harder side, so that's nice to have. But all right, next category, replayability. All right, now this um, category is kind of, well, it's pretty much, well, when I replay this game, and how badly do I want to replay it? I don't know. And I gave it a 7 out of 10. I definitely would like to replay this game one day, but uh, not anytime soon. And that's pretty much a 7 to me. So, like, let's say if I really like a game, I'll play it like every year. I'll play it something like that, and that's probably like a 10 out of 10. This, I'll like, yeah, I'll play it again, but I certainly don't have any plans to. So there you go. And the last one is fun. Fun factor, 9 out of 10. Now that's just kind of an overall, like, how happy was I while I was playing? Um, how long can I go on playing without getting bored? Or something like that. So 9 or 10. I mean, I would play this game um, for hours on end, and I would be excited to pick it up again the next day. So definitely a lot of fun. Um, yeah. The only thing is, yeah, I mean, I would get frustrated sometimes, like that one boss, which I will not mention, but some of the puzzles would really cause me to suffer, and I was like, all right, I'm suffering at this point, not having fun. But oh yeah, one thing I really did not like was some of the puzzles were like timed. And they had no reason to be timed. It was like, say you hit a switch and then something opens, you have to go, some gate opens or something, and you have to get there in a certain amount of time. Just that kind of thing I really did not like. It's like that it really didn't have to be timed, just kind of padding, if anything. Like, all right, I solved the puzzle. Just let me in. All right. So with all that being said, the final score is 87%. So pretty much a B plus, which is very good. Actually, this is actually the second highest game I have so far. Um, so overall, a very solid game. And if anyone has made it this far, me rambling, thank you for watching, and let me know if I should continue making these or if this was just horrible or something. Uh, all right, I will smell you later.